Yeah, I don't know.
I thought this was the show, Dustin.
I mean, we
not started?
We haven't started yet, but we can just have started. We'll just have
Should I
watched
hold
the
my
intro.
hot take about Marvel?
Yeah, let's hold a hot take of Marvel.
Okay. I felt like this was the show. We were just gonna watch the intro
over and over again.
You said it was podcast focused.
That's fair.
Gameplay focused.
I understand.
I'm not gonna lie.
Well, normally there's like a beginning of a podcast. There's like a little rigmarole at the beginning.
Yeah.
We that.
We probably should like introduce ourselves.
Yeah, we didn't do any of that stuff, but we could do whatever we want. I'm beginning the show. Welcome to Sidecar Games. My name is Dustin, and today I am here with my good friends Kevin and Chris. And some of what we have been talking about for the last 30 minutes will probably make it into the video, but who cares?
Dude, yeah, always love a good 30-minute bumper.
30-minute bumper. Why not?
We're gonna start the game, and then we're gonna like cut it off, and then it's just gonna go back to the intro, and we're gonna play all that stuff.
Yes.
In the middle of this episode.
So how you guys doing? I mean, we've been talking about to Magic.
I'll let Chris tell his Marvel hot take.
Oh, my opinion that Marvel is a dead franchise.
I mean,
how did
Disney has killed Marvel? Like Disney has killed literally everything they touch.
Yeah, Hunter. Ooh. How did I haven't watched a Marvel movie in probably ages. I haven't paid for a Marvel movie. Probably
I've ironically probably watched all of them except for maybe one.
Ironically,
even though I hate them, and I keep watching them. I don't know what it is.
So did you see Multiverse?
I saw Multiverse of Madness.
You saw Mom?
Stone that radiates recovers HP. What's the most useless thing here that may be useful eventually?
Fire arrow.
Oh,
no. Poison threat.
You said the most useless thing here, and that was the part that I heard in that sentence.
Inflicts.
Let's go through this.
A stone that radiates a guiding light.
No, that's useless.
That's useless. Recovers some of the user's HP over time. Useless. It temporarily increases rate. Recovers some. Raises item discovery.
Probably that.
Let's do that.
Legitimately, it's the only thing that's not a consumable.
Can I take off my helmet?
I always pick what gives me souls. Just to give myself a little boost.
Wait. How do I take off my helmet? How do I do
I think
this?
You click on appearance.
It's probably an appearance.
No, it's changing the appearance underneath it, but
just do me a favor, dog. Go down to appearance and click on it.
Yeah.
No. You're not in appearance. You're picking your class again.
Okay, appearance.
Go down to appearance. Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah,
but this doesn't. I have a saved one. Is my thing.
Well, you have two saved ones.
I have two saved ones.
Yeah.
So I just want to see what it is.
Okay.
Oh.
Wanderer. Wanderer looks good. Let's do Wanderer. That sounds fine. Here we go.
Oh,
okay.
Hey.
This slot already has a created save into it. Would you like to do? I'd like to retrieve, right?
Yes.
Okay, hold on. Can we talk about the English language here?
There
was overwrite.
Well, overwrite is to save over it, and then just completely erase it to free up a slot.
And then retrieve it.
What does
that mean?
Retrieve means you bring it,
flip it and reverse it.
So this is my Magnus Carlsen character. This is what we'll be rolling with. Yeah. Do you know who Magnus Carlsen is?
I don't know. I mean, you may as well have just said Abbas McKenzie.
Abbas McKenzie? Well, Abbas McKenzie is actually like he's like
is that a real
chess grand champion. No, it's not. Magnus Carlsen is a grand champion of chess. I'm gonna be a wanderer. Haiku going in. Let's go.
I feel like Abbas McKenzie is actually someone.
If you looked it up, based on us playing categories, if you say any name, somewhere there is a person named that thing. Probably.
That's why you're not allowed to use names in categories.
Yeah, we definitely broke the look it up rule.
Well, we also did the stupid we played categories last weekend.
It's all good. Tell me about it.
And there was some shenanigans, like name a movie and someone put animal. And they're like, well, it's a movie. I looked it up. And you're like, you've never seen this. But this is not.
Did they? Because we both were against this. And did they give it to her?
I can't remember. I feel like they did.
There
was a couple.
Who voted it? Who voted animal?
I don't remember who voted it, but
so I have seen that movie. It has Rob Schneider in it.
No, not that one.
Oh,
Wait.
that's not the one she was thinking of?
No,
'Cause
she
that
wasn't
is
actually
also
thinking
called
of any
Animal.
one of them. I don't
It
think she
wasn't
had
the
one.
Animal with Rob Schneider. It was Animal, and there was a movie that's just called Animal
Oh,
from
it was the
2014.
Animal.
It's not a real film like that anyone has ever.
Let's see, Animal in 2014. Yeah, no one has seen this movie.
No, not at
No one
all.
has seen- Let's see. It says
The trailer's
this
fantastic.
is a pretty good tagline. It's "Fear lives in the dark." It's pretty spooky, and it has some like Phyrexian teeth going on here.
It's literally just a classic college kids go to
Oh yes,
on a camping trip and
it's
then they get
from a
attacked by an
company
animal.
called Scream Factory.
Yep.
That is that's a good classic movie that Tiffany just loves to watch and would of course think about while playing categories.
I'm watching the trailer
we
right
should have
now.
we should have made a deal saying that if she got points for that, she had to
She
this
had
week
to go
watch
watch
that
it.
movie.
Yeah.
Dude, I'd watch
Yeah.
this movie.
I
mean,
I'd
first
be down.
off-
Let's all get together and watch Animal.
First off, from watching this, all I see is like two women in very open shirts with very short shorts.
I'm all in. Let's do it. Let's
Yeah,
go.
no, I mean,
Oh my gosh. And it has like a grindhouse sort of grit to like the intro
Yeah.
where it says now on Blu-ray and DVD.
You already had the sale. You don't need to keep making it better.
you know what this actually
Oh my
reminds me
god.
of?
There's a fifth wheel. So
Yeah,
it's like
no.
two couples going on a camping trip and then they bring their buddy along to take photos of them.
And you can tell he's such a loser.
Yeah. He's the killer.
Would you like to play the journey to the Nexus? I think we say yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
I'm assuming this is tutorial.
Yeah, I'm assuming this is where you're gonna find a big juju beast and he's gonna bizzle bop you in one hit.
It's probably how that goes.
Probably.
Dude, this game looks so good though.
Dude, it's pretty impressive.
Dude,
I've seen
PlayStation
some
5,
clips
man.
of
It's
This
a
is
pretty
still the prettiest game I think I've played on it, but
good
I haven't
looking
played.
game.
I
Well, because
played
a lot of them have been like Elden
Nothing?
Ring even is a
Like, not a
PS4
real
slash
game?
PS5 game.
It really is
Yeah.
a PS4. It looks. It
looks like
it looks
it's
like a
not a real
FromSoft
game.
game. It looks like a FromSoft game.
There
Yeah,
are
'cause they
times
haven't
when it looks
changed their engine.
fantastic.
No, I agree
but
with that.
Yes,
Oh god,
but
guys, I just ate
yeah,
something.
it doesn't look like this. It doesn't look like this. Like this looks
Standard attack.
No, this looks much better.
next gen. Dude, do you remember on the PS4 generation? Like everyone was like, "It's next gen." They just wouldn't
remember-
stop saying the word next gen.
I mean, it wasn't
Here's
nearly
the
as
thing.
big a jump.
I
as-
don't. I was never like, man, this looks real.
No,
Oh no,
I,
that's
But, like,
I was
I-
like,
I
it
just
looks
remember-
good. Like, because I mean, you go from the jump of PlayStation 3, or at least the generic PlayStation 3, to the PlayStation 4, and it looked good.
yeah.
But
I
like,
just remember everyone was just like constantly going next gen, and I didn't really hear that. I mean, maybe I was listening to a lot less. Like,
I mean,
video
they
game
say that
coverage
every
at the time.
generation, going from PS1
Yeah.
to PS2, they did that too.
yeah. Well, I mean,
I just thought it was
that
really funny in that era. I don't know
legitimately
why.
might be
It
the
struck
biggest
me.
jump.
PS1 to PS2.
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
Like,
Yeah, I mean, what going from like, you know,
Try playing a PS1
Final
game
Fantasy
now.
X was
Oh
like
God.
that was such a like huge jump, like as a
I mean,
RPG player.
There's so many times in my life where I've been like, I cannot believe that I'm playing this right now. This looks so good. And then 10 years
Dude, they,
later, you look at that same thing and think, wow, this is.
They
This
did
is
the
rough.
side by side comparison of Last of Us and the remake and the original, or the remaster and the original.
Yep.
On PS3, and I
This looks like good.
This looks like a
Yeah.
dragon territory, right?
Yeah.
yeah,
Maybe
but
not.
I was pretty surprised because what did Last of Us came out on PS3, didn't it?
Yes, it
Yes,
did.
it did. And
Maybe
PS4.
that's
Dude,
what it
let's
was, 'cause
let's
I
talk about
played.
yeah.
I played the PS4 version, like the like somewhat upscale or whatever they called it. Like
Just it's just a that was.
did they call it remaster? What did they call it?
I don't know.
Up-res?
They've released that game like 6 times, and I don't know why.
I know,
Let's.
but that's what I thought. Like
Let's
when they
be easy
announced
on
that
Naughty
they were
Dog.
coming out with a new one, when they announced they were coming out with like they were releasing it again, I was like, oh really? Like that seems like a weird choice
Well,
for like they just wrapped up their
what
biggest
sup-
like culmination of.
surprises me
Did I
is
not? Is this not right?
I think that wood barrier is breakable.
I believe so as well. I think you drop down there
Yeah.
Oh,
to the left, to the left, to the left.
I'm gonna go with
Oh, maybe
no.
not.
Can you
It
jump
looked
over it?
breakable.
I might
Can
be
you
able to
roll
jump.
through it?
How do you jump in this game?
I don't know.
Okay, it's not like 2.
Okay, it's probably that plus running.
No.
Oh, can you roll through it?
Can you click on the D-pad?
I don't know what the D-pad does. It probably just switches out my weapons
Or
like it
not
does in
the
every
not
other
the
game.
D-pad. Sorry.
Oh, you can literally just jump over stuff.
Oh, hey, look, that worked.
Oh, there's a
and
ladder
there's a
here.
ladder.
Why don't you try doing that?
I don't know. If I read one of the
Idiot.
messages, it probably would have told me that was possible.
Probably. Yeah, but what I found weird about the like, hey, we're releasing our Last of Us 1 remake. I was like, Last of Us 2 did not get a good reception.
Really? I thought Last of Us 2 did okay.
No, it did not.
Huh.
It shipped a lot.
I've heard
Which,
good things
if
about
you-
it.
I have not, and I played it and I thought it was boring as sin.
I got it, and Ashton and it was right when Brody was born, so we played the first like 10 minutes in like we played like 20 minutes over the course of like 4 days because it was right when Brody was born. And I was like, oh, like we'll have plenty of time to play video game because we'll have like a newborn on our hands, and it'll be like nurse, 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 play a little, nurse, 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 and then it was just like, oh no, we don't have time to do
not how
anything
that
because
No, that's not. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's unfortunately not how that works.
yeah, turns out, the
Oh, that's
first
not
week
at all
of
what I expected to happen.
having a child is living hell.
It truly is, though.
It was rough, dude. I'm like, now I'm terrified of like having a second while
Still
While
having a
also-
first? Yes.
yeah, while
I'm-
also juggling a toddler.
I fear that every day.
Yeah.
I'm actually.
yeah.
I'm playing. Okay, go ahead, Chris.
I Last of Us 2 was not.
Yeah.
My thing is, I don't know if it
I know some
needed
people rallied against.
not that. It's not that old. Like something that is not that
No,
old. Like
it's not.
if you went back and played The Last of Us 1 on your PS5, the PS4
would probably look
file, it
fine.
still looks good.
Yeah.
So like, did they need to go through all that work to remake a game that still looks good?
Well,
my thought.
so
Like,
I'm
the Final Fantasy VII remake. I'm like, that makes sense.
That's a completely
Like,
different
well,
game.
that's
I mean, that's
not even. Yeah,
Yeah.
like that's not even fair.
No,
you're
that's
playing
my
the
point. I
same
think-
game.
7 is like done like Square did something really special with 7. I feel like everyone always thinks they want a
This is
remaster
a
of like,
big- this is a
let
big
me
boy.
see let me see
Who-
my favorite game in the
Time
the
out.
pretty
Who
graphics.
wants in 2022
Yep.
in the era we live in?
Yeah, like the
Who
post
wants a remake?
Oh, I was even gonna say
Who wants a
after
remake?
like
Oh,
I was gonna say
stamina
after
problem.
a pandemic, who wants to like play a game about like a zombie apocalypse? I don't.
Well, yeah. Well, so the conspiracy theory is that they're going to change the ending of Last of Us
Well,
1.
we would have already heard about that. That's only like what is that? A 20-hour, 30-hour game? Maybe 30,
Yeah.
30 hours. There's no way
Was
it's
it-
30 hours.
Has it come out yet?
Yeah, it came out already.
Oh, it did.
Okay,
Then, yeah,
so maybe it didn't
that
happen.
would've
I have not followed this game at all because I just don't care. Because Last of Us 2 basically just said, hey, that ending of Last of Us 1 didn't happen, kind of.
Well, now they made it. They seem like they set up for a trilogy.
I don't think so. I don't know
don't
where
know anything.
Last of Us 1 ends in a very dark place, or 2 ends in like a horribly
Oh,
dark place.
son of a bee. Okay, I'm trying something.
I only know like I know a key plot point in 2, and I know like I think like yeah, I don't know.
I mean,
don't know.
it's just
I don't know much about it.
I just like Last of Us 2 took like
really,
the decisions of the final game,
really.
and we're just like, nah,
Huh.
those weren't good decisions, or those weren't important. And it's just like it really tarnished the end of that game, or the end of 1, to try to like uplift their new game, which I first off hate. That's like my least favorite thing any creator can do.
Where they like kind
yeah.
of like
It's like, hey, I'm
rehash
doing
the
a
same
sequel.
territory.
Well, it's not even that. It's that they like shit on the previous stuff that you liked to try to make their stuff cooler.
Huh.
This is kind of a cool move. Sorry, you do like a kind of a defensive
slash.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's cool.
That's interesting. But yeah, there's a lot of like that's the new way of storytelling is like when you're doing a sequel is you take whatever existed before and you just make them not good arbitrarily. It's like all of a sudden they suck at everything, and so then the main character is good at stuff, so you're supposed to like. And it's like, I don't like that. That I'm smart enough to like characters on their own. So when your defining trait is, well, I'm just this character who was the last character, but now I'm way better than that character. I'm like, yeah, I'm good. Your character's not actually good. But
I think I'm understanding what you're saying.
I'm not explaining it super
rejecting
well.
the power creep thing. Like Neo becomes all powerful at the end of the Matrix, and then Matrix 2. Now he's not powerful.
It'd be
again.
like, no, it's not even that. It'd be like if in Matrix 2 they created a new Neo, and the old Neo all of a sudden was just an idiot.
Huh?
And he was like, "Oh, that Neo who did all those cool things. Yeah, that wasn't actually none of the. That was all just the computer tricking him. I'm the real Neo." And it's like, well, that doesn't make you a better character. Like, it's like trying to just steal their glory.
It's kind of like taking Emperor Palpatine and shoehorning him into the third movie and being like, I've been here all along.
Yeah, it's kind of like, like if let's use Star Wars as an example, as just theoretically, let's see if maybe this happened. If you took Luke Skywalker's storyline and then you were like, I'm going to make a sequel, and then I'm going to be like, no, Luke Skywalker didn't bring balance to the Force. Our new character that everyone should totally love actually is going to bring balance to the Force.
I mean, I don't have a huge love for Luke Skywalker.
Well, no, he was a wiener.
But the new movies do kind of suck.
Yeah.
He's a wiener. They do. I mean, yeah. I think the first two new ones are very fun. I really like the first two. 7 and 8. I get the gripes with both of them, but I think as a dumb sit down, watch and enjoy sort of experience, I think they both work.
I agree with you, but I would also prefer if I would prefer if
could have been better
movies weren't just absolutely retarded.
Oh,
that would.
God. Well, guys, I think I found the demon boss.
Well, I think you did.
You should probably kill him.
I'm okay. Like I don't know. Like I'm okay with like movies.
Wow, his body's a hitbox. I don't like that. Or like his body hits me.
His body is a wonderland.
And I'm dead.
Wow.
And
I like.
Get hacked.
However, the Nexus traps you. You shall remain in the world. Blah 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 blah. I couldn't even read that fast.
You shall remain in the world as a soul.
Hey guys, remember when we said we were gonna play this game for 24 hours?
Yeah, I made that joke where I was like, "Oh, so we're playing this 24 hours now, right?"
Yes.
Oh, I have work in the morning. I apologize.
You didn't take the day off? You didn't get the memo?
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
well,
shit.
I can't take the day off. I don't have. I like now actually have to use holidays or like not holidays, vacation sparingly.
Oh no.
Because I have family.
Okay. I have a. Okay. Well, we can make this work. What time do you have to go to work in the morning? We can just do 12 hours of Neo instead.
Oh, okay. Tell you what. At some point, I'll just go get a pack of cigarettes, and
Perfect.
I'll definitely come back.
Let's go.
Well, Chris, don't worry.
Wait, is this something I did?
5 hours
Did I abandon you guys one time when I went to grab cigarettes?
No.
Okay.
No.
That's a
5 hours
deadbeat Jack
in-
joke.
Oh, I got you.
5 hours in, the internet's gonna cut out, and we're gonna have to cancel even that 12-hour Neo stream anyway. So
thank
don't worry,
God.
Chris. You'll still be able
we
to go
came
to
back
sleep
the
and-
next day.
We
Did some more.
We did.
You can reclaim your corporeal body. Okay.
Also,
This is really.
Demon's soul.
I'm also not.
I like that we just complained about like why would they remake a game that just already looked good and
No,
did
because if you
good
go back and
things?
play, like,
And this game does
this-
not look
this
good,
is not-
and this game is actually unplayable.
It's not quite a lot feels
Just trying
different.
to
This
say.
feels very modern to play.
It does.
Like you can even
I
comparing
think
it
they
to Dark
kept the
Souls 1.
mechanics.
Dark Souls 1 you can only roll in certain directions. This is you have full
Oh,
motion.
does it have free flow?
Yes,
rolling?
you can't move while healing, it seems like, but you can roll any direction, which is nice.
Gotcha. I thought they made it like super faithful from what I heard. Like I thought I heard that they like took the frame data of like all of the moves, and even though they like
Oh,
so like
1000%
different
they did
weapons.
that. Yeah.
But like what I heard, what was really cool was like say like short swords. They all had very similar animations.
What the hell?
What I've heard that they've done is they've taken like different short swords, done different animations for them, but have done it to the frame data of like the stock animation that was for everything.
I mean,
that's kind of cool.
That's the right thing to do.
I think that's cool.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, I like FromSoft.
I think you go
a
up to
great
these
developer.
podiums if you're trying to get to a level.
PlayStation now owns what? Is it 14% of FromSoft?
I don't know, probably.
I don't know. I didn't even know they owned any of.
We're in the
FromSoft.
great console wars right now.
It's such a pain in
Dude,
the ass.
I've been so checked out.
I gotta get
of
an Xbox.
anything video games.
It's
Xbox is just buying up like every like developer right
I
now.
can't imagine. Like, I know nothing about any of this stuff, but I cannot imagine that Xbox as its own entity has any chance of paying for any of the stuff that they're currently doing.
Yeah, well, they're owned by Microsoft. And Microsoft
I know.
has
They just have
money.
way more
Microsoft
capital
has
to
those
throw
deep,
around.
deep pockets.
Yeah. Although I think they're being sued in the UK right now for their
Monopoly.
Well,
It's like a
for,
vertical monopoly.
Well, because basically what happened is when they bought Bethesda,
Yep.
they said, "Hey, we're not actually buying this studio to like limit to just our consoles." Like that's
And then
what
they
they
ended up
said.
doing that.
And
They-
then
they
Starfield
didn't-
is now.
They did not say that at all.
Yes, they did.
Phil Spencer, like as soon as they bought Bethesda, he was tweeting that it was all going to be day one Game
No,
Pass.
It was
not gonna
day
be
one
on
Game
PlayStation.
Pass. But I believe I don't remember. I
He
didn't follow
made a
this
statement.
strictly.
He made a statement where he said, "We want, we don't want this move to frighten people. Like we want people to know that we're trying to bring these communities something that they can really get behind and appreciate. And
It was
we don't
something
want
like
to
for every.
we don't want to like." Yeah, but he said something along the lines of like, we don't want to like tell people like how to play the games, just make there be bigger experiences or something like that. Like he
Such
basically
BS.
kind of said a version of oh gosh, like we know a lot of fan bases have built dedicated communities on their platform of choice. Like he was talking about platform of choice. I do remember.
There was some statements made, and I think it was actually with acquisition. Was like there were some statements made that were basically saying, "Hey, we don't want to take this away from people."
Yeah.
You know that's
And then
not true, though.
Well, no, we all knew it was bullshit.
Well, it
but
doesn't-
in the
it also doesn't
UK,
make
you're
any
not
sense.
allowed to do that. Like you're not allowed to say one thing and do it another. UK's got
Yeah, they actually hold people reliable
Laws about
in
that
other
shit?
countries. Like they
Yeah, it's
actually, yeah, it's really weird that
Weird.
they actually have laws that that they hold people accountable to. And
yeah.
both sides of the aisle over here are like, oh well, does this make you more money? Well, then do whatever you want to do.
Kevin, don't get me started. I don't think I'm allowed to talk politics here. I already told Dustin last week, and that I'm basically an anarchist at this point.
I just don't. I'm not a huge fan of Phil Spencer. I think that they've made quite a few poor choices, and I think they are fixing their problem with money, which is fine because they have so much of it.
Yeah, so artful how you pulled us away from politics by just bringing up the common evil, which is Phil Spencer.
I just don't like Phil Spencer. I don't know if there are people who do like Phil Spencer. I have no
Hey, they
idea.
spent a shit ton of money to go buy Blizzard.
I've
and
known-
they're doing anything.
They don't
I'm
care.
sure
I
people
mean,
like
Blizzard.
Phil
I think Sony would give up Blizzard like not a big deal.
Dude, I
Look
think
at all
Blizzard's
this,
a dead
but
look at all
this
these
is not-
places
this
that
is-
NPCs will eventually be.
Exactly. This is quite impressive. They're worried about losing Call of Duty, dude.
Yeah, that's a big one. That's
And
a good one.
Call of Duty is like, or like, and PlayStation is the biggest market for Call of Duty. I think Call of Duty is like a quarter to a third of Activision's revenue every year. So
I think a shit ton of it's Candy Crush.
no.
Yeah, dude, Candy Crush makes so much goddamn money.
It's true, but it's so sad.
I mean, I'm no judgment, but Candy Crush is legitimately one of.
I think you talked to this podium, first one on the left, Dustin.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
assume.
Yeah, Candy Crush like makes like almost all of their money. It's insane.
It's just,
But
I don't know.
I think Blizzard's
like,
a good
I don't.
company. Like, what has Blizzard done in the last like forever? I know you nerds are gonna say Overwatch, and I'm gonna go, I don't care.
I mean, I'm a huge. I play Overwatch. I play Diablo.
Hey, Diablo Immortals, it's on your phone now.
I appreciate. That's good. That's a good game.
Are you serious?
It's a good game for being free. Yeah, I played it. I enjoyed it. I've done more gaming on my phone. This is sad.
Oh man, dude.
I've done more gaming on my phone.
That is the hottest take we've had here.
I've had more. No, I don't pay money for games. Like, I don't give them my money. I don't care to be on the leaderboards. I don't care for all that BS. I don't care for PvP. I just like playing through my story, and that's it.
I guess so.
You
My
know?
understanding is there's a point in that game where you literally cannot progress without spending money.
Only if
I mean,
you're trying
I'm
to
assuming
like
Dustin's
get the
played it for a
most
while.
powerful gear ever.
Well, so I don't know how the game works. So I've never played it because I honestly just I can't be bothered.
It's kind of like rifts in Diablo 3. You remember you played Diablo 3? Yeah. So once you get to the end of the game, you get to a point where rifts are kind of like the best way to grind.
Right.
So in this game, you can either do rifts for free and spend 30 years to get 2 items, or you can pay money and in one run get 30 years worth of gear.
Yeah.
Like if you spent $300 to run through this rift, takes 5 minutes, you could get just so much gear that you would never be able to get that in free to play. But
I mean,
again,
didn't
that's
they work it
if
out?
you max out. That's if you're looking to max out your character.
Like, didn't they work it out to be like your max character will either cost you $100,000,
Yep.
or like 1,000,000 hours or something like that. It's,
No,
it's ridiculous.
I totally agree. If you are that kind of Diablo player, then yes, life kind of sucks for you.
Yeah.
Me, I'm
Hey,
in it for the
I'll
story.
do
I
the
like
million hours.
I like the lore of the game. I just want to play the game.
Dude, that guy
mean-
just like slashed you up.
Yeah.
Classic Dark Soul move. I guess they are coming out with a Diablo 4, and we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. Well, now Overwatch 2 is free to play, right?
I don't know. I don't care about the game.
Yeah, I think it is.
Overwatch 2 is free to play. They're doing the same thing. They're basically doing the same model as I know other people are doing it too, but Magic the Gathering has they're doing like the Battle Pass kind of
Yeah.
progression system.
That's the new way to do it, and I actually like that system.
No, I like that system too. I'm kind
Yeah.
of looking forward to it, especially if there's a way to earn it in game. Like if you can, like if you
that's
play,
cool. Yeah.
like in Magic the Gathering, it's really not all that hard. You have to get like a couple wins a day in order to pay for your battle pass with just in-game currency, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can't buy the battle pass.
Yes, you can.
Oh yeah, that.
Your first
in
battle
Magic.
pass, you cannot. Yeah, you can.
In Magic?
Yeah,
Am I wrong?
I think you're
I think
wrong.
I think you can spend gold. I think it's really expensive and a lot of grinding to get it in gold, but I think you can eventually do it.
Maybe
I
you're
don't-
right. Maybe I'm totally off. I thought you had to spend like $20
Some
or
money in
something.
gems.
Well, the first battle pass, like the only way you could possibly earn enough money is if you had the battle pass. Otherwise, it would take you forever. Like you couldn't do it every season. But if you pay for one battle pass, the battle pass rewards give you enough gold to essentially buy the next battle pass. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
Yes.
But even
Then
then,
that
like,
requires you not to spend money on packs.
I played 60. That's not. You get so many free packs from that battle pass though, too. And again,
That's
we're
fair.
talking about Overwatch. We're not talking about even cards. We're talking about
We're talking about
skins
skins.
and random stuff that doesn't even
Yeah.
matter for the gameplay. All the characters
Yeah,
they've
that's
said are
true.
going to be free, all that other stuff. So I support what they're doing.
That's good,
share
then.
play will end in 5 minutes.
Why?
Because
it has a limit.
Yeah,
How long's the limit?
it's an hour.
Do you just have to like share it and then like, or do you have to like reset up the party and everything?
We're going to take a break,
A mini
and,
break?
and I'm just gonna go grab something to drink, and then we're gonna redo this whole thing.
Started bringing my lunch to work as opposed to eating out.
Nice. That's good.
So-
I need this. I just need to start doing it. I've been postponing it and postponing it and postponing it. I just needed to do it.
What are you talking about?
Losing weight, like getting
Okay.
back on the track and
Gotcha.
and trying to. Yeah,
It's so tough.
With Jenna pregnant again, we are eating just
you're back to
atrocious, just atrocious food.
Absolute garbage.
Absolute garbage. 24 hours.
Well,
a day.
because like that first trimester, all they can eat is garbage. Like, everything else grosses them
only
out.
eating and sleeping. That's all that can happen in the first trimester. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh God, son of a. Is there another one for you? Oh, there is. Oh.
Yeah. There always
I'm
is
actually
another.
quite low in health.
Dude, plus, quit eating Mexican food 8 months ago. It feels weird.
I'm quite grateful we're not in California right now, because if
You'd be eating burritos
it'd be
daily.
Albert Tacos on my way home every single day.
You'd be eating like me.
Yes,
Dude, that's
exactly.
how I was before I left.
Breakfast,
I
lunch,
was
and dinner,
eating
dude.
that daily.
Yeah,
It was
I
a
eat Mexican
problem.
food daily. I eat Mexican food daily. It's I mean, it's some form of a burrito, whether it be Albert Tacos, Taco Bell, or Del Taco, or even a taco bar if I'm feeling frisky. But
I mean, like, that's the only reason I want to go back to California is to get some Mexican food. But...
yeah, like I don't even care to see my family. I just want Mexican food.
Oh, well, I didn't tell you the story that my aunt went back to California and then was forced to have a conversation with Mike and Chelsea.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Did they reconcile?
No, they did not.
Oh, well, I'm glad to hear that her trip was a waste.
Yeah, it was. Well, that she didn't go there for that. She actually had no
okay.
intention of seeing them.
Oh, fire bombs.
Forced her.
So who did your mom force the issue?
Yeah.
Okay, so your mom was like, hey, like maybe you
And
guys
it's-
can try to bury the hatchet.
Dude, these
and
Yeah,
then
there's
they-
basically like 2 hours of her yelling at, or Chelsea yelling at Deb.
Yep.
So yeah.
You have that to look forward to because your mom's probably going to do the same thing to you.
I mean, here's the thing. There's a part of me that really wants to, because I'm an asshole.
Yeah, you want to destroy someone, I know, but I don't think that's advisable.
Well, no, that's why I don't do it. But like,
Yeah.
Also,
I
it's
know.
kind of you can't destroy dumb people.
oh no, you can't.
You can.
Oh yeah, all it takes is one word.
Yeah, but
What's
but she has a
You
support.
want to know the
word?
secret word? You know the secret word?
What's
No.
the secret?
No.
No, that's not the same thing. That just
No.
means she hates you
No.
and you get
No,
into
no,
the
no,
same
no.
situation.
It breaks people, man.
I
When
don't know, man.
they go, this is the way it is, and you just go, no, I don't think so. Don't justify it. Don't get in the argument. Just say no. They can't handle it.
Dude, I just blocked a
breaks
firebomb
people.
with a shield.
It is the funniest thing.
Maybe I need to try that. I've been in a disagreement with my mom.
Like, legitimately, just say no and see what they do, because they can't handle it.
Here's the
Because
thing.
when you don't give reasons no, you just say no. They can't
the-
argue
God, what?
because there's nothing to argue.
I literally am in the wrong in the disagreement with my mom.
Oh well, that's a whole nother
So-
issue. That's
okay,
a personal.
so-
Well, if you can still say no and be in the wrong. Like that's
Oh,
if
God.
you want to be on the moral high ground, then yeah.
I don't even know if it's a moral high ground. It's more in the I'm on the side. of
Holy
comedy.
crap!
Like,
What the
that's-
hell?
That's who my true mistress is comedy. So, are you guys aware of the child's programming show called Blippi? It's a YouTube show, actually.
No.
Okay, so Blippi is this guy who has an orange and blue hat, and he has these orange glasses. It's kind of like a Pee Wee
Oh,
Herman,
this
but
does
for-
look familiar.
Okay, so
Yes.
I'm gonna tell you
I
a
have
little
not
bit about-
watched it, obviously, because I'm not a
Obviously.
4-year-old.
but I watch a lot of Blippi because I have a 2-year-old, and
Is that the only way to get out there?
Sure, that's why.
Is there any
yeah,
way to get
and,
out there? That's rhetorical.
I don't know.
Don't worry about me.
He so the way his performance is it's like, oh wow, and then we're gonna do this. Oh, that's weird.
I can't
You know,
handle
he'll
it.
do like that kind of, yeah, it's
Uh-huh.
it's
Yeah.
cringy beyond all repair.
That makes me want
But
to kill myself.
there was this one episode where
You're not
he
shielded.
kind of became a real person for me, and I actually started to appreciate him more. Well, there's multiple Blippies. So when
Oh,
the
God.
main Blippy had a kid, then another guy come in whose performance was like
Oh my God.
even more up to 11. So like it was even more flamboyant and more
Question: did they address the
more
fact that
cringy.
Blippi just changed into a different human
Nope,
being?
nope. They just
Wow, they
just
didn't even do
let it
like a
go.
Blue's Clues thing where they're like,
They
"Hey,
did
this is
not.
my cousin's."
They did not.
Dude,
He
Time
just
Lord?
showed
It was
up and
Stu.
he was there. So so that was fun.
So Blippi's a
But,
Time Lord, is what you're saying.
but like Blippi's been going on
Apparently.
since like 20.
Oh my god, how cool would that episode be? Where like Blippi like gets shot in the back of the head and then it like
Dies and becomes
transforms
a new
into-
person.
Dude, you have no idea where this story is going,
This
and I'm
has
excited
got to.
about
I
it.
gotta be able to get down here.
So
No.
so there was a point where
Can I break this maybe.
maybe I don't think
That's
so.
a big nopers.
There's a point where Blippi is he's in a storm and he's talking about umbrellas, and he opens up an umbrella and he closes it, and he does it with another one and he does it with another one, and he like
You know, as
one
you do
of
a
them
storm.
one of the the storm wind, like the wind kicked up and it like knocked the umbrella like in reverse, and he's like,
Uh-huh.
whoa, and like his real voice comes out, right? And Ashley and I were like, holy shit. And it was kind of like this moment where like, oh yeah, this is a real person. It's not just like
That's what
this
did it for you.
Yeah, it was like he's a real person. And so then Ashley goes on to his like she does a little bit of like deep googling, right, to you know,
Yeah.
like because we were talking
Like how much of a
like,
predator is this guy? Like, yeah, I get it.
so no, it was more like,
Oh, that's how you get in there.
oh, there you go. So it was more like we were talking about like, I wonder like why there's a second Blippi, like why they had like this other guy come in, because we were like, oh, was it because so he took a break for a little bit, and Ashley like is on Google or whatever, and like there was like this article that was like, should we cancel Blippi?
What?
Oh, what did Blippi do?
Yeah.
Is he a racist?
I mean, the answer
I'm
has to
getting
be
there.
yes,
I'm
right?
getting there.
Like,
Oh
So-
man, I hope
so
Blippi doesn't believe in the Holocaust.
Should we cancel Blippi? And Ashley was like, I was like, dude, like, can't the kids just have
No.
something? Like I know that like I know that he might have said something, but I'm like, but this is like the kid's personality. Like they're just gonna watch him. And,
No,
like,
it's
I
gonna
was like,
bother me.
let the-
it's gonna bother me that he's
'cause,
down
like,
there.
Anyway, so then she does a little bit more googling, and let me find the article, because I actually, the headline of this article is actually one of the funniest things I've ever read in my life.
Easy Grossman.
Oh, you're already
Oh, I'm way ahead of you.
yeah.
Oh God!
So
I don't like you,
oh,
dude.
no, not
I have so
uh,
much healing. Who cares?
Lippy regrets
Oh, God.
video. This is the okay.
He did the
This is the
infamous viral video.
No,
of
no,
the
no, Chris,
sorry.
Chris.
Sorry.
Oh, what?
This
You're
is my story.
live?
Do not jump ahead. So,
Sorry,
okay,
I'm
here's
reading
the,
ahead.
Here's the headline. Here's the headline. Kids YouTube star Blippi regrets the viral video in which he poops all over his friend.
Yep.
Is this animated or real?
No, it's real.
How is
And
it? How is it viral? What viral?
It's called the
website?
Harlem Shake Poop.
It is called Harlem Shake Poop. And if you go onto old web archives, you can find it. And I did. And I watched it.
Was it good?
It's fucking hilarious.
Did it get you going?
So, do you know like the setup punchline of the Harlem Shake videos? Do you remember that old YouTube
Yeah, they're
video
like
trend?
falling through ceilings.
No, that was the music video, but like
Oh.
the video, or the video trend was.
Oh
there's,
yeah, it
a
was
normal-
like they were like
normal-
normal, and then the music would.
yeah.
Yeah.
So this video, the setup punchline is he's sitting on the toilet doing what looks like a normal poop, and the song is going dun 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 dun, do the Harlem Shake, and then the beat drops and it hard cuts to his friend butt naked doing the splits on the ground. Blippi uh, as Steezy Grossman in this
Yeah.
YouTube channel.
Excuse me. Use his
he's
God-given name.
I know. He's squatting on top of the toilet with his ass hanging off, and then he shoots a fire hose amount of shit, diarrhea form, into the other guy's asshole.
How much do you see?
You see quite a bit.
You see dangle bits?
You don't see any cock and balls, but you do see.
Oh, okay. So it's
they
peaceful.
they blur some things, but
Um,
I'm dying laughing because I'm like,
I don't need that.
I'm thinking about like the sentence. I'm thinking of the sentence of he regrets this viral video, and mind you, he put the poop video out in 2013. He starts Blippi in 2014. So like a year later, he's like, you know what I'm gonna do? I've had a little bit of internet success, but I don't think this is gonna pay the bills forever. I'm gonna become a kid
Dude,
star.
he saw where the money was at.
He saw the money, but like
I'm not gonna lie, it's a smart move.
But then like I'm looking at everything he's
He
doing
ain't
on
making
the show.
$16 million from shitting on his friend.
Yeah, I'm looking at everything in the context of this new Blippi show of this guy pooped on someone.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. And I'm like,
shoot.
I was like,
What did that? I didn't mean to do that. How did I do that?
I don't know. You have fire powder or something. But so then I'm talking to Ashley, and like, because what we were talking about before is I was like, do you think he ever like does the Blippi voice when he's with his wife? And then it turned because I was saying this kind of stuff and joking with her about this before we found out about the poop. And then I was like, do you think his wife ever thinks about that time that he pooped on his friend? And then like, you know, like he talks about like, I'm gonna spray the fire hose, and I'm like, the fire hose, that makes me think of something else. And I'm dying laughing. And also I'm laughing really hard because
I immediately think of I didn't know that.
I immediately think of Ryan during all of this because I'm like, Ryan would find this hilarious.
That does seem.
And so I called Ryan and told him about this after the fact. And Ryan was like, he's like, you know what's he's like, I don't want to make any like overgeneralizations here, but he's like, I do have to say like, this is not dads trying to cancel Blippi about this, because he's like, men are animals, and I think women don't realize that. And he's like, this is just a guy who's drunk with his friends one night going like, hey, I have an idea for a stupid video.
What's funny to me is that someone somewhere had to both watch Blippi and also watch this video and then also be mad about it.
Yes, absolutely. Hi. Oh, you want to kiss?
That's a weird person.
There you go.
I mean,
you want to sit with me?
But
the internet's a thing.
But if you're gonna see this video, like I would never see this video.
No, you don't understand. You don't understand. The internet is filled with people that.
No, they didn't watch this video. They just know that it exists. And so, like, here, let me.
How does one know it exists?
No, because
it's like a person who watched Blippi hanging out with a guy who watched this poop video, and he was describing the poop video. And this guy was like, "Wow, that sounds like Blippi."
No, it's probably what it.
You can't tell that it's.
You probably can.
You can't. I was able to tell, but like, I wasn't like super able to tell. Like, look, if I watched those two
this
videos
is the internet.
in vacuum, I would.
Let's
not
be honest.
Able to...
Is the video on his IMDb page?
No, it is.
It's the internet. People are incredibly scary
and resourceful.
Yeah. So it's probably what it is someone saw that video and then their like little cousin was watching Blippi and they're like, wait a minute, is that this guy? And then they did some research and they're like, holy shit, that's this guy. And probably first examples of people connecting it were just like, hey, that was weird. It wasn't people who got mad. But then once the internet took hold of it, all it takes is to get in the right hand of one person and then hate person. Because the internet is just looking to hate people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Speaking of the internet looking to hate people, have you guys watched the new Lord of the Rings?
No.
It's good, guys. It's like I would recommend.
I have not heard good things at all.
See, that's what shocks me is because I would recommend it to anyone who cares anything about the Lord of the Rings.
I have heard it.
That's a big guy.
Hey, Brody. I'm gonna send you out with Mama now, okay?
So I'm actually curious to hear
Yeah.
from people who don't like it, because I'm not gonna read the internet. Me and the internet are not simpatico.
Well, I feel like so the reason why I've seen like the arguments that I've seen
very
against it,
big guy.
I've been away from I've not been deeply invested in the criticism of this show. Or any reaction to the show in general.
Well, it seems like there's a lot of criticism
the
before
vast
the show even
majority-
came out, so I don't want to
Well,
care about any of that.
their press tour was not great.
Yeah, I know nothing about that.
What I was going to say is
easy.
the main
Gestures. Interesting.
the main criticism that I see, and again, this was like based on the initial reaction, is the same one that we see for the new Little Mermaid trailer, which is like, there's brown people in my fantasy, and like that's what I've seen. I'm not saying that like, you know.
So I'm gonna push back on.
Yeah. I'm just saying that's the criticism I've seen. I'm not saying that there's not other criticism that's valid, but that's the criticism that I saw. Let me
give you the other side of the opinion on this. First off, literally there is a new marketing technique, and it is to call everyone racist before your thing comes out.
You actually control this thing.
Oh, you actually control this thing? Actually, Uncle Dustin is controlling it. Sorry, my son has invaded the show.
Apparently.
And he's trying to figure out. Oh, no, we don't touch that. Here, let's go out with Mama.
Fortunately, I don't think he can actually gain control, although that would be hilarious.
Hey, Mama.
He'll probably exit out of the party.
Oh, no. Where are we going here? We're going here. We got a man with a spear. I feel like there's going to be something to my left. Yeah, there's clearly a guy to my left. I can see him.
So from my understanding of what people don't like about Lord of the Rings,
Yeah, tell me, because I'm actually really curious.
from my understanding, a lot of people find it very boring. Like, not a lot happens.
Have they ever read
I don't know
the
if
Lord
that's
of the
true.
Rings?
Well, that's fair. A lot of people have issues with the character Galadriel. She's just not likable.
I don't get that. She wasn't all that likable. She was hard to read in the books.
Yeah. I just as a main character, people find her
a lot
very,
of the elves. A lot of the elves are not super likable.
Yeah.
Are you not bad?
He seems friendly. Go talk to him. Yeah, he seems good.
Oh, he's got stuff to sell.
What are you buying?
What are you buying? What are you selling?
What are you selling?
What are you selling?
Oh, Kevin's back, so I can get back to my rant about
Do I want a longsword? No, I don't know.
the new way of marketing, which is to call all of your fans racist before your thing comes out.
I'm not
very
taking that
effective.
from the marketers, but I'm taking that from
Stops bleeding.
the examples of it that I saw in the wild. Like, I didn't go searching for it; they just showed up in my timeline. So like that's what I've seen.
Well,
is all I'm saying.
All I know is I've seen a lot of that. It's the new trend is to call everyone racist, and it's the misunderstanding between like what I like in my lore versus what is actually racist. You know.
I just don't know. Like, if you were to have a problem with, like, I don't get the argument of having a problem with. I don't know. It's hard. It's hard for me to have an opinion because I don't quite understand. Like, who are we? The people who are complaining about that, who are they defending? Like, who is the? Who are they fighting for?
I believe they're fighting for more the original source material.
So they're fighting for the purity of Tolkien's story.
Yeah.
I think Tolkien.
So
I think Tolkien would roll in his grave a lot more over the Hobbit movies than he would about what I've seen so far from this show.
Oh, I would disagree with that.
Why is that?
For one, they've completely butchered the lore of Lord. I mean, it's not the Silmarillion. First off, it's not actually. It's a fanfic of Lord of the Rings because it's the Lord of the Rings. Like, it's not like they've cut a lot of the stuff out. And now I'm not super familiar. Like,
How do they know they've cut it out? The show's gone 3 episodes.
Oh, well, for one, there's a lot of people who actually know what's going on in that show. But even from what we've seen, they've cut stuff out. They've also talked about it. They've shortened. They're basically shortening like 3 ages into one. So they're rearranging things, they're moving stuff, and they're doing it arbitrarily. Like Galadriel
I feel like that's
was never a
you have
warrior.
To do.
I mean,
That's
they
something
do
you have to do
for in making media. I mean,
like movies and that.
Tom Bombadil
Look,
didn't make it into the Lord of the
I
Rings.
don't have a problem with
everyone
that.
had a problem with that at the time, but that's just kind of how it goes.
Here's the thing. I agree with you, but the issues that it's my same. So I had this issue with Wheel of Time.
Well, Wheel of Time, they completely changed a character, like 1,000% changed a character. Like
Well, that's what they did. That's what they did with Galadriel. Like, Galadriel was not a warrior, but now she is.
Okay.
And doesn't really make sense. She was married at this time and she had children at this time. Those are now just gone. Like, there's a lot with her character that's just very arbitrary. You're like, why is that? And they're like, because we wanted to make her the main character of the show. And you're like, okay. But it's like, it doesn't vibe with like the purity originalist, which is fine. But if you take that away, it's just a generic fantasy show that, from my understanding, I'll watch it and I'll give you my opinion on it later. I've had no interest in watching it.
I'm definitely not like,
especially after Amazon just completely ruined Wheel of Time.
Yeah, that was surprising.
That was really bad.
Oh,
and
I got lucky there.
It's a bummer because Wheel of Time is legitimately like my favorite series ever made.
Well, Wheel of Time, it seems like there's enough content that you could. I mean, I guess.
Oh God.
Also,
so much.
the problem with Wheel of Time is that there's way too much content, which I think is a.
But if you wanted like a long running show.
Yeah, but no one wants. No one's going to get actors to stick around that long.
It's true.
But if the only problem with Wheel of Time was that they shortened.
You just cut some. Yeah, you cut out.
Like if the big complaint was that they cut out some stuff, that's the different thing.
Wrong.
Yeah, the problem with Wheel of Time is they're like, oh, we don't have room for all these scenes.
Yeah.
But we'll have an entire episode devoted to something that was never in the books that completely undercuts all of the characters.
So
and you're like, what?
Yeah,
why?
I am a. Like, I read The Lord of the Rings a number of times. I have never gotten through all of the Silmarillion.
Because it's
a slog.
It's a slog, yeah.
I think the lore. I mean, the lore is really good. The writing is. What did I just do? Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. I thought I can get at least 3 of those guys in one there. Okay, this is just a waste of my time.
Those are smaller sort of plumage.
Whereas I think that Robert Jordan just writes just very long stories. I think that a lot of what makes The Lord of the Rings long is in some of the details, which I think are really cool. I'm glad they're there, but it does make it a longer read.
Well, and Robert Jordan can do that too. Like, there are some times where you're reading, you're like, this is just a description of a town for.
Yeah, I didn't know a lot about Tolkien, but I just watched a video. I forget who made it, but he's talking about how he was a linguist first. Like, he taught like language in school.
All the languages in The Lord of the Rings are real languages. He did everything.
I mean, Tolkien shit's
but thing. But like, what's cool about it, like, and this is just something I know, like, I didn't ever appreciate, because like I'm not a high fantasy person. I'm not even like honestly a lore person. Like, I don't really care about anything like that. Like, that's why, like, you're talking about like, oh, this is like a bastardization of like what this character was in the show, and they've removed all these things. Like, to me, I'm like you saying like that they took a character. They took a character and then made, like, just arbitrarily made it the main character. Like, to me, I'm just like, that's what you do when you make an adaptation. Like, you do change things to, like, you don't need to be beholden to the original source material if you're telling the story that you want to tell and telling it in an effective way. Like, that's the, like, I have never been beholden to like source material, because I don't think like movies and TV shows, like, I don't think they ever have been nor maybe should they ever be. That's my opinion. And I know people
Wow, look at
wildly
that, guys.
disagree with that. That's pretty cool. And I think people who do disagree with it are totally within their right to like disagree with that, because like, you know, if you care about a thing, like
Also, yeah,
and
I
if
think
it's something that you're familiar
yeah.
with, that's totally valid. You know, I think both are valid.
Right.
If you wanted a pure reading of the Silmarillion, just read the Silmarillion.
Exactly.
Well, but I don't
that's
think
always
that's
my
what
take.
I don't think that's what people were like. I don't think that's the complaint.
Yeah,
And I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying like that. I'm just taking that one argument.
It's like
I'm just
clearly
taking
right.
that one argument.
yeah.
But like,
But,
I have not watched. I'm not going to defend it from a position. I don't really have the interest of defending it or attacking it from positions. I'm just going off of what I've heard.
Exactly.
And I'm willing. I'll like I said, I'll go.
Yeah.
I'll come back and give you my opinions on it.
Yeah, for sure.
But from my understanding is, if you take out if you just take it and go, okay, it's not Lord of the Rings, it's still not a great show based on like the writing is not great.
I thought the writing was stronger than most TV shows that I've seen, and whatever they invested in the visual effects is just astonishing.
I hear it looks good.
I
have heard that.
I think the performances are above par. Most of the
that's
time,
the thing is like TV is
Trash.
I've seen
it's
so
a
much
pretty
bad
rough
TV
medium.
recently, and so like it was kind of a breath of fresh air to me. Like I went in kind of expecting the worst, so take that as a reason why I think it's impressive. But I've just really enjoyed myself so far. And again, I'm 3 episodes in, so it's not like I'm gonna
Completed it.
ready
I
to
get that.
name my child after a Lord of the Rings character or anything.
I wouldn't recommend that to begin with.
No.
But like I've heard you
This
know,
has
it's
got
just,
it just has to be a dragon, right?
it looks like it.
Wait, didn't we see a
It does
dragon
look
above
like
this?
it. We did see a
don't know.
dragon, and not above this, I think, but we saw it. I think it was over here. I think it was over this way.
Oh, okay.
Give it a shot. See what's going on.
Yeah, where's Thingy Dad?
I'm going to do what you
Die.
do in Dark Souls 1. I'm gonna kind of creep over, and as soon as I hear something scary, I'm gonna freaking run away.
Dude, I'm watching this on mute, so
Same.
I thought I heard something scary.
it's easy breezy to me.
Yeah, I'm not scared at all.
Oh, there it is.
There it is.
Hey, look, a dragon.
Dude, you actually kind of saw it a little bit.
Oh shoot, is he? Okay.
Nah, he's just blind.
He's just looking at you. He's like,
Where's it going?
I don't care about these other Skelebros. I want to get you.
I think he needs to actually come here and see me here. Unless now
Yeah.
he's above me and now he's gonna breathe from behind me.
I don't think so. Hey, look to your left. What's going on to your left?
I'm about to take an arrow in the knee.
I saw some black smoke.
There's just so many guys here. This seems uncool.
Well, I think a dragon's supposed to come and kill you and all them,
I would assume.
but he seems to have just.
Seems to
I
be,
think you. Oh, there he is.
seems to be clever to my
Yeah.
ruse.
Yeah, he's not really.
He really
breathing
only
fire.
cares about me though.
Yeah, he really wants you on that bridge.
He's like, first I'm gonna eat you. I'm gonna cook you up. but if you go and run away, I will miss my lunch.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like most media, unfortunately, there's an agenda behind the media and it's entertainment, and I find that
You say payment?
I mean, if you're gonna
An
ask,
agenda.
if you're gonna ask me if I want to watch a Marvel movie or watch the Lord of the Rings TV show, I would say Lord of the Rings TV show any day of the week.
I think that's correct, but
There we go.
you know, I don't actually.
A low standard.
Yeah, that's it's like, hey,
Dude,
do you want to
I-
eat this trash burger? Or
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm like
it's like,
I'm at the point where like I just kind of don't want to watch any of that. Like I
Okay, do you think I can make it
the
across
thing that
this?
makes me the thing that makes
I
me the
think you
hypest
can.
right
It
now.
takes a while.
Have
Run down.
you guys seen the movie trailer for 3,000 Years of Longing?
I'm gonna go away.
Oh my god, that's what I want to see. That looks so good. And also they just released the new trailer for Babylon. Like just like real movies for real adults.
Yeah, That's I think a lot of people's complaints right now is all media is just terribly written. It's
Dude,
just
they
if you think about it for more than 30 seconds, you go, wait a minute, what's going on? This plot?
it's not just that. It's just everything it needs to be an IP. But like, what I think is
Well, yeah.
interesting is based on trailers that I've been seeing lately, and maybe I'm just getting marketed towards really well right now, really effectively. But I think this is my bold prediction.
Oh Jesus!
I think the
Does he have an option
2020s
for my direction? No, he does not. Okay, that's it. That's fine.
I
We're
think
good.
the 2020s are going to be the decade of us moving away from strictly like comic book movies and strictly franchise-based movies. Like I think we are going to start getting higher budget uh like detective movies or higher budget westerns. I think we're going to get higher budget
Maybe.
um like the movie that I just
Holy!
saw the movie that I just saw trailer for Babylon, and even 3,000 Days of Longing, or 3,000 Years of Longing. They're both like 3,000 Years of Longing is a fantasy for adults. Like it feels like it's a it's by George Miller, who was the Mad Max director, and it's a movie about this older kind of like quiet woman who goes on like a sisterhood of the or what's the Eat Pray Love. She kind of goes on an Eat Pray Love journey in Istanbul and finds a
Oh, son
bottle
of a bee.
in the bazaar, and the bottle ends up having a genie, and it kind of looks phallic. I think she probably even looks at it as a dildo when she buys it. That's at least the vibe that I got from the trailer, because it definitely has some sensual vibes to it. But then like the genie starts
Really, dude?
telling her stories of his life over the last 3,000 years, like being in ancient like Muslim times, and like like with these sultans, being a genie to like in like the Aladdin era and all that. And there is the trailer looks like if you did acid. Like it is a psychedelic mess of a trailer, and I've heard mixed things about the movie, but I don't care if they deliver on those visuals. That's what I want to see. Like I want to see actual creativity done through a landscape that is not some life world ending like consequence. Not everything needs to be the world is about to end because aliens are going to come get us. And then
Right.
Babylon is a movie about it looks like it's about Hollywood in the
The fuck is that?
30s, and it's about like these two people like trying to make it in this industry, in like the Hollywood industry, and that obviously looks right up my alley, and has Brad Pitt and Margot Robbie. What the heck? It's an ooze monster with a shield.
Yep.
He's invincible.
You need to get
I
behind
need to
him.
get behind him, but I don't know how to. It's kind of a narrow
Can
passage.
you roll past him?
I mean, you can just keep bopping
Yeah,
him.
There we
we
go.
go.
There we go.
But
It's
yeah,
like a
that's
Zelda
a movie.
monster.
I mean,
That's a
I
movie I'm
do.
super excited about.
I do think we're on the verge of change
Yeah.
when it comes to movies.
Oh, even
You're gonna have to sell me on
even-
that, because I think that Uncharted, the movie, which I thought was dreadful, whether
thing.
whether or not you've actually played the game, I think it's a bad movie.
Yeah, but it's a video game movie.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
video game movies have not been known to make a ton of money.
Video games movies have not been known to be good.
No, I understand, but that game was very profitable, or that movie was very profitable.
So
Yeah.
so here's my argument.
That movie's getting
Actually-
a sequel guaranteed, and I think
Was
that
it-
Sony is
Here's my question, Dustin. Was it okay? Because this is the other thing that I wanted to bring up.
no,
is
because
I think
it doesn't even make sense. Like, it doesn't make sense. There's
I've
nothing
heard it's
about that
real
game.
bad.
There's nothing about the movie that makes sense. Like, there's
Okay.
like suspension of disbelief. I'm a full supporter of, but this just doesn't make any logical sense. The whole plot,
yeah.
and then what do you love? Like, Kevin, I know you haven't played a bunch of the Uncharted games. Chris,
I've
I
played all
know.
of them.
Did you play all of them?
Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Wow,
Okay.
rude.
My
I
bad.
haven't beaten all of them, but I have played at least a little of all of them, and I've watched the story of all of them before I played 4, and then I played through 4 all the way
Okay,
through.
what's
But I
the
played
reason you play
most
the
of
games?
3.
Because it's not the gameplay loop isn't all that satisfying. What
The
why
story.
the story?
Oh,
Okay,
the
and
story.
then what specifically
That's
about
why
the
I play
story?
That's why I play every video game. It's the story.
What specifically about the story is enjoyable? Like what about
a very
one made you
Indiana-
want to go back for 2?
It's a very Indiana Jones-esque
Yeah.
Okay,
adventure.
Yeah.
and like
Yeah.
to me
it's Indiana Jones.
to me it's the characters of I like Nathan Drake and I like how Nathan Drake and Sully interact with each other.
Yeah, there's a fun little buddy cop. It's like a buddy
Yeah,
cop.
it's a buddy cop thing. Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's like Temple of Doom.
okay. So now you have a buddy cop thing.
Speaking of buddy cops,
And-
have you guys seen The Nice Guys?
No.
You need to see that movie. That movie
That is a good movie. We saw that. I
that is
thought we
one of
saw
the
that
best
together
movies.
in theaters.
We might have. I know I saw it with coworkers, but I might have saw it again with you.
I have no idea.
I mean, I remember you
That
talking
sounds like a
about it
movie.
forever.
That sounds like a movie I would have wanted to see in theaters.
I thought we went to like Hennessy's before and drank a bunch and then went and saw the movie. I could be wrong.
Sounds
Oh,
like
thanks
something I would have
for
done.
the invite.
Oh, my
That was
bad.
cool, guys.
Is there
Dicks.
was there a person to level up with here?
I don't know.
Could be.
For the time being, I just want to level up.
Anyways, back to my
to-
argument.
Okay, so back to
That
my
I-
argument. Okay, so Uncharted,
Okay, yeah,
Uncharted
okay,
movie.
Uncharted.
Back to my point.
Back to my point.
I'll let you have your point. Then I
Okay,
will
so you
respond.
have this game series where I say that my favorite thing is just the interactions between the characters that you like. Okay,
Right.
That's the best thing about it. Okay, so if you're going to make a Uncharted movie, maybe don't take away the only thing that people cared about. Now you
Yeah,
have
that
these
would
two
be-
characters. Like we don't need the origin story of Sully and Nathan when they hate each other.
Yeah.
Like that was the
Well-
whole movie. The whole movie was them just hating each other. It wasn't funny. It was just like two guys bickering, not in like the funny, they're friends and it's hilarious and they have history together. Like they could have done
It's like they just met and
they just
wanted
met.
to
And
kill
like
each
in
other
the
whole
in the
time.
games they indicate that Sully found Nate when he was way younger.
Yeah, like
Yes.
he was like an orphan.
Yeah, so
Yeah, he was a baby boy.
even if you want to keep this casting, you could still have done it like they met a long time ago, and now they're pulling heists together, and the buddy comedy could have still existed.
Also, let's be
Yeah.
honest, Tom Holland is just a shit Nathan Drake.
He's not ideal, but I don't have any actor around his age that would have been better.
It's just
I don't know anymore.
Tom Holland is he's just a tiny man.
I agree. I mean, there was a couple
He's just a
lines.
tiny
There were
man.
sadly a couple
He is,
lines.
look at him.
I know. There's a couple
You
lines in
know.
the movie where I was like, if it was Nathan Fillion, that line would have been funny. But
He's
obviously,
like
it
Tom
couldn't have
Cruise
been
if
Nathan
they
Fillion.
filmed Tom Cruise from normal camera height.
Yeah, except for Tom Cruise is actually
How do you
Also
level
a
up?
tiny
quintessential
man?
action- What? What was that question, Dustin?
How do you level up?
Oh,
no, go talk to people.
there should be a woman.
Wow.
There's always a lady. Wondering what's happened to Demon Souls leveling up, you just have to reach a certain point. If you're wondering how to level up in Demon Souls but can't, then know exactly where you are in the game. We can explain all how to level up in Demon Souls. Here's the thing with leveling up. You can't actually do it until you've defeated the first proper boss.
Oh, very good.
So just go beat a boss.
So
Yeah, don't
I
be a
have
bitch.
pine resin. That's fine. Age spike. What do these things do?
I don't know.
Select. Consumes greatly replenished MP. No one cares. Consumes greatly replenished HP. That's cool. Reasonable. Ooh, I have a ton of healing.
So did you have a point beyond just it sucked? Or was that the end of your point?
The end of my point was that was not good. Still made a bunch of money. He's gonna get a sequel, and Sony is now investing in like 3 different Sony IP television series. So
Yeah, they have Last
everyone's
of Us
doing-
being produced by HBO. They have they have a few.
So they have
I
The
know.
Last of Us, which is a kind of a post-apocalyptic zombie killing thing, and then I think they're
Yep.
doing Days Gone, which is another zombie killing thing.
I think they're going to
Dude,
be
I
doing God
thought
of
no one
War
even
as
liked
well.
Days Gone.
I didn't think anyone liked Days Gone either.
They're doing a Days
So,
Gone TV show.
Unless you tell me that Thor, Thunder and Love, or Love and Thunder, or whatever didn't make any money. I suspect this
I
decade is still going to
believe-
be populated with Marvel.
I believe it
movies
made a
and-
lot of money, and I believe that it was an okay movie. I thought it was actually quite
I
fun,
thought it
but it
did
was
not make a lot of money.
You look it up. That's all very easy to find.
Thor: Love and Thunder box office. Let's see. It made 758 million worldwide.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think a lot of studios would beg for that kind of revenue.
Yeah.
But compare that to
No,
previous.
compare it to nothing. I mean, it's like
Well, no, but this is the argument. It's going down. So the reason I think Marvel and Disney is just I don't think you get out of that. That's a trash fire that's never going away because people just go to it. Like people just go forget the movie right after they're and they just get
Uncharted
excited
got
for the next movie.
401 million worldwide.
Yeah.
It's not terrible.
Ooh, I've had this the whole time.
It's not. Domestic was not great. Did
Yeah,
pretty
but
well.
they don't make.
But
they don't
again,
make
this
money
is
for US anymore.
this is a global market. It's not a.
Yeah.
No, I agree with you.
Yep.
Although that's changing because most of the money's made in China, and a lot of these movies are not being released in China anymore.
That is true.
What did you say? Not being what in China?
They're not being released. China's not allowing a lot of these movies to be.
I'd like to know which ones are not going there. What's the highest grossing film of the season? That would be Maverick. Was that released in China?
I think it was.
Thor is probably
Maverick
released in China.
Box office. I don't know if this is
Thor may not have been.
It looks like 1.3 billion was Maverick.
Yeah.
Yeah, Maverick's doing. I hear Maverick is very.
I still
good.
haven't seen that.
I loved it.
Really want to see that.
I loved it.
I hear
loved
everyone
it
was
so
talking
much.
Maverick up.
Dude,
Um,
it's Tom Cruise, baby. No one does it like him.
100%.
He is the GOAT. He is the greatest action hero, action actor that we have. And
So
I don't think we'll ever have another Tom Cruise.
let's I'm looking at the court. I'm comparing Top Gun to Thor.
Okay.
Thor grossed 340 million. Top Gun
Okay.
grossed 700 million.
Yeah, but again, it's not what you guys are talking about. This is Top Gun is a known IP that's been beloved for decades before this game came out. This is not some new thing that's come out to 1 billion revenue, you know? So we're going to keep getting we're going to keep getting sequels. We're going to keep getting sequels. We're going to keep getting
But Maverick is kind of a sequel that shouldn't have happened.
I would argue Maverick is not a known thing era 2020.
Are you kidding me? That was my brother's favorite movie when he was 7 years old.
You are correct. But when
What
we're
the
talking
hell is
about
this?
the global market, when we're talking about, I think you just have to beat a big pile of trash, Dustin.
Hey,
one down. I don't know if they regenerate.
I don't know, but you got to kill that big one.
I think it's the collection of them that you need to.
No, because he didn't hurt that light bar at all.
Ew. They
That's what
break
I'm
up.
saying, the collection.
They have to break up when they hit pillars. Oh, there's something inside of it.
Yeah, they're defending something big.
Okay, so they have to wrap around pillars. That's good to know.
Cathedral of the Deep.
I don't want to be here. I want to be here. What does that do? That does good stuff.
That's effective.
That does good stuff.
That was very effective.
That does good stuff. That does good stuff.
How many of those
I think
you
you
got?
can get in there.
That's all I got.
Oh, you should have saved it for the backside.
Oh, I shouldn't have hit it with it. I should have just.
Yeah.
That was a mistake. Oh god, there's so many of them.
Yeah.
Are they multiplying?
I think they're now collecting around it again. Dude, what was that? That was pretty badass. I did some crazy move I've never seen before.
I think it was a running slash.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
You had an opening there.
I am kind of going at this as like a...
I'm not convinced killing all the little ones is the right.
I agree.
Really?
I don't know this. It could be the right play.
I think it's I think you can kind of swoop in on a corner. Like
the problem is
that
I need to Okay, I'm just gonna keep
I have
doing
not
what I'm
been
doing.
paying attention, so I can't tell if they're still spawning. Because if they're not spawning, yeah, kill all the little ones, be fine.
Yeah, I don't know if they're spawning. I can't tell. I don't know
I don't
why
think they
I didn't
are.
attack
So
that guy.
many.
I can't tell you if they're respawning.
Yeah.
I mean, it still seems like there's a lot less of them when I came in here.
I would agree with that.
So I agree with you that there are still shit. Like people need to stop watching these movies that aren't good. Like first off, that's step one.
Yeah,
I disagree.
But
I disagree wholeheartedly.
I don't
I
think it's
think-
gonna happen.
My opinion is, I think everyone wants a masterpiece. Every movie needs to be a masterpiece, or else like the online criticism is atrocious. Like I just saw this trailer for a Western movie that looks legit good, and it was filmed. It's called. It has Christoph Waltz and William Dafoe. Christoph Waltz, William Dafoe Western. It is called Dead for a Dollar, and it looks like a middle movie. Like it doesn't look like a master. Like it doesn't. I don't even. It could be a masterpiece. It doesn't look like the kind of movie. It doesn't look like a blockbuster. You know, it looks like a Western. And they actually like put a sepia filter on it. Like they actually kind of made it look like it was an older film. And like,
Oh, jeez.
if you read the comment section of that YouTube video, like everyone is just like, oh, like,
Oh god.
yeah. Could you imagine what William Dafoe and Christoph Waltz would think if they actually saw this trailer after they made? Like they'd be so disappointed if they saw what the movie looked like, and yada yada yada. And I'm like, dude, like, I'm so sick of like everything, like this expectation that
What the hell?
everything be this like immaculate movie and not like when I was a kid, I used to watch TBS a lot. And there'd be movies on TBS that you would just be scrolling through the channels, and then you'd end up leaving the movie
what
on.
the hell?
You know? And maybe like a movie like that I think of like that is and this isn't the best example, but I think it's a good example, is the movie Air Force One with Harrison Ford is not a perfect movie.
It's
but
pretty good.
It is a very
I mean, it's got a good villain.
pretty
It's got
good.
it's that movie made my dad cry. I'm pretty sure.
It's pretty good, but like here's the thing. It also has one of the most notoriously horrible CG shots in it. It has a very bad CG shot in it, when the plane crashes in the water. It's a very bad shot, but it's a good movie. Yeah, and maybe even that wasn't even the best example, because that actually is a pretty legit movie. I actually love that movie. But like even like Tombstone, a great movie that won Academy Award for Val Kilmer for playing Doc Holliday. But it has some cheesy moments in it. Like it has some camp in there, and it has some sections of that movie that are a bit rough. And the editing is pretty rough. I actually will say the editing is pretty rough in that movie. However, it's a movie that when you're scrolling through the channels, you would just leave on because it's a good time. And I feel like no one lets movies be a good time anymore. Like the okay movie, like film-going audiences are not accepting anymore. And I think that's really a problem, because like I feel like a lot of the
I
movies
disagree
that,
with you. Because the Marvel movies exist. Those are all just, they're okay.
And sometimes you're looking for a romp, you know, and that's what these are.
Like,
Yeah.
like I agree with you, like these movies, but I also don't, like, I didn't watch this trailer. Obviously, I went and looked at the comics.
Yeah.
You said the comics are shit. And actually, looking at this one, the first one I clicked on, there's a lot of positive comments in this.
Okay, maybe
I had to scroll pretty.
It could have been the video that I was clicked on.
Like,
you know,
there
'cause
are
that's the
some
other
people
thing,
who
too.
are like, this looks.
It was
But a
every
lot of
comment
people
I saw.
But
It was
everything
every
I'm seeing
comment.
here is like, holy shit, William Dafoe,
Awesome.
let's go. And then it's like, oh, this is a Western. And like, there's also
Awesome.
like,
Awesome. I'm glad that there's another video where it's getting good response, because like at least when I clicked on it, and maybe like from the channel, because you know it's like maybe I watched it on IGN, posted it, and that's what showed up in my recommended, you know.
yeah, maybe that's how
Like
you
it
saw
depends on where you saw it, but
Yeah.
like the comment section of what I said, it was just all toxic bullshit, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I
Well, that's the problem. I mean,
it's kind of-
online it's only
it's
going to
kind
be
of
that.
like when well it's kind of like when I used to do the film podcast. I like what kind of like divorced me from it and made me like not want to do it anymore was I was like, oh, I don't want to shit on movies anymore. Like I actually actively hated doing that. And even if I do think a movie is bad, like not only is it this weird thing where I'm like, someone worked really hard on this, like some people like that's a
Right.
lot of work from a lot of people, and I feel like, who are you to shit on this when you're not out there making like it's hard work making a movie, and like you can find things that you
Whoa.
enjoy in most movies. Like you can actually find like, oh, this was a movie that I don't love, but there's this one scene that I really like love, and like there's this one like performance that just has this special little moment or whatever. Or you could just look at a movie and be like, that was cool, you know. And even if you find a movie bad, I just don't get like why put negativity out there when it doesn't, like, what's it in aid of? Like, what are you gaining from that experience of like shitting on it, you know? And that's something that I've kind of like become more and more a fan of, and it's actually opened me up to enjoying movies more. Like I kind of like got sick of the Marvel movies, but the new Thor movie actually had a good time. It was fun. Like, was it like an amazing like stellar movie that I would defend to the end of the earth? Probably not, but I wouldn't like. I feel like there's an era where I would have like really shit on this movie. Do you know what I mean? And now I feel like I was able to enjoy it for what it was.
Okay.
But
The
that's
monumental
me
will
just
explain the nexus to me. What the heck does that mean?
I don't know. Go talk to the monument.
the camera showed that room that was up in the upper top, so maybe
Yeah,
something's up there.
That's kind of where I was going next.
I don't
It's kinda
know.
like
I
one
took
of
the
those-
wrong staircase.
Well, right now I think we're in the era of all the movies during are going to start coming out.
Say,
All the
means you're
movies
gonna-
what?
sorry, say that again. You kind of cut out there for a second.
All the movies that were shot during COVID
Yes.
are kind of come out, which means you're going to have a lot of weird movies that are just like single shot. Like
I'm excited for
they're
that.
gonna feel
Dude,
wonky.
and that's gonna be like my favorite kind of movie. Like that's
Well-
like the shit that I'm hyped for.
Hopefully. So you have that.
I don't want to do this. This is
I
not
feel
what
like
I'm-
movies for a long time now have been very agenda driven, actually,
What is this?
like entertainment driven, and I actually
Yeah.
think that's changing.
You think we're gonna go back to story driven?
Current profile.
I do.
Clear
I think
profiles.
people. I think the agenda driven stuff is not selling. I think people are getting fed up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I point out the example of DC just canceled Batwoman.
Oh, Batgirl.
Batgirl, sorry.
I'm actually really furious about that.
What happened?
Why?
Because it was done, and
I
I
know.
think, and again, like that's a
You mean like done
so-
through post production?
It was
It was-
basically a complete
it was
movie.
it was in post production.
Yeah, it was completely filmed.
It was
Well,
completely
and
filmed. They had
apparently-
all the footage.
Yeah,
They just
filmed
decided to
is-
scrap it.
Film is a pretty.
And the reason why they decided to scrap it. So there's this guy. So Discovery bought Warner Brothers.
Yep.
And the CEO of Discovery, or like the guy who like runs their media division, he when his company acquired Discovery back in the day, they did the same thing where they canceled a bunch of projects and then basically took it as a tax write-off. You get like if you cancel a project before you can only do it during the merger process. So during the merger process, he canceled all of these shows that HBO was working on and pretty much anything that HBO was working on for their HBO Max division.
Right.
A vast majority of those projects they just canceled, even though they were basically done. And I hate that because it's a lot, like all that art, all that work that people put in on it, all that stuff that I saw an interview of Brendan Fraser, and they were like, "Oh, what are you working on next? Like, what's your next thing coming out?" And Brendan Fraser was like, "Batgirl." Oh, did I say that out loud? Outside voice, inside voice.
I love Brendan
I mean, I
Fraser.
like
miss
Brendan Fraser.
I miss Brendan
Dude,
Fraser so much.
And that movie was part of the Fraser Sons. Like he was coming back, and like that was like
I mean,
he
he's
was
still
going to
coming
be
back.
the
He has
villain
other
in a
movies.
movie. He does, but like that was a him in a a bigger blockbuster sort of role. Like Michael Keaton's Batman was going to be in that movie. Like it would have gotten eyeballs, you know, like that's a movie that people wanted to see. And whether or not like it would have been a good movie or a bad movie, I don't want to make that declaration because I haven't seen the movie, but I think you shouldn't cancel projects when they're essentially done. I think that's a really bad look. And I think that
I disagree.
You're also going to
Yeah.
convince me that it was actually done, because just because they shot the movie, that's a very small portion of the time it takes. Shooting the movie is 3 months. Post production is 2 to 3 years.
My understanding is there was quite a bit done with it. They ran it through a
they did supposed to release this year.
Yeah.
Oh,
it
yeah.
was fairly,
so it was pretty
done.
close to done.
They did a whatchamacallit, a screen testing or whatever.
Screening. Yeah.
They did a test screening, and from my understanding,
what the heck is going on?
Universally hated.
I have no idea.
No one walked out of that test screening going, "That was a good movie." That's my understanding of what this movie is.
That was the story that was given by Warner Brothers. That was my understanding.
I'm willing to go with it because this was another movie that was very. The importance wasn't given to the story.
You cut out again.
Yeah, you cut out a bit.
Oh man,
I want to jump down here. I just want to, but I don't know if I should.
From my understanding, this was not this entire movie was based on the aspects of it was a strong female character and it's so great. And that doesn't tell me it's a good.
Yeah,
and when you market it that way, this is my problem. Media is marketed this way. That's why Lord of the Rings got so much hate. Is because they never talked about the movie, or the show. They talked about, well, this is a great because it's super diverse. And everyone, I need more than just it's diverse. Like, what does that mean? Like, what are you doing?
Shouldn't this be expected now, not a selling point?
Right. And when you're trying to sell me on diversity and not, I get real hesitant that your story is going to be. Also, you look at these writers, a lot of them are hacks. A lot of these writers are not good writers. So that's why I'm like, it wouldn't surprise me if Backroom was actually really bad.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me
really bad.
It wouldn't surprise. Well, there not even a trailer had dropped, so I think that's
the screens and stuff. I mean, they used Barbara Gordon's least favorite suit.
Yeah,
for Batgirl, which pissed a lot of fans off. They're like, no one liked this suit. This was a suit that was literally designed so people could cosplay, and no one liked it because it looked like trash. So I don't know. It's we'll see. Like,
we won't see. That's the thing. We
won't see that, but we'll see what the futures of movies looks like. I hope, and I do think we're gonna start seeing that agenda doesn't sell movies anymore.
Yeah.
Like Dustin said, it should be expected. Like, why are we... If your selling point is, look how great our diverse cast is, people are like, I don't care. It doesn't sell me anymore.
Yeah. I think
you're also going very quickly lose. Like, a lot of these movies are targeted to, like, a lot of these movies being made right now make terrible. And you're going to lose men. Men are just going to stop watching it. Not all men, but...
Sorry, you cut out there. I didn't catch the point.
A lot of these movies are being made to just, like... All the men in the movies look terrible. They just look retarded. And you're going to lose men. Because men are just going to stop watching it. Because they don't like it.
You're going to have to provide... Yeah, I don't know what examples you have.
I'd have to... I can't think of one right off the top of my head. I'm tired, but
yeah,
like the general sense is
because you kind of made similar statements about like the Picard show, and I think that Patrick Stewart was a star in that. Like, I thought he did a great job. I thought that the cast was really well laid out. Obviously, the second season had a much smaller budget, I would assume, but
did it?
I don't know, when you base your sci-fi film in 2022 LA, I assume that you probably lost some budget.
That's a fair point.
They went back in
Dude,
time
you feel
to
lost
2022.
as heck. Also, I'm about to lose the.
You are about to lose the feed. All right, I'm gonna end the stream here. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll catch you next time.